of SPAM. Yeah, it was an acronym that was looking for a conference. So my name's Simon Hatcher. I'm a psychiatrist here in Ottawa. I've got 3 jobs. I work clinically with Inner City Health, who where are they? Oh, they're over there. Hey, there we go. There you go. They're a shy retiring bunch. What else do I do? I run a research lab in the University of Ottawa, except it's not really in the University of Ottawa. It's at the Riverside Hospital. Research lab are scattered around here. And no doubt you'll be seeing more of those later on. And I'm also allegedly the chair of the Department of Psychiatry here in Ottawa at the moment. I'll tell you how this meeting started. It started because I didn't have anyone to talk to. I didn't have anyone to share ideas with or talk to about the job that we do in Inner City Health. And I thought, well, I'm sure there's some things I'm not doing very well, and there's some things I know I'm not doing very well. And I wanted some help. I wanted to share ideas. I wanted to share different ways of doing things. And there really wasn't a forum for doing that. So we had this idea. And in my world, one of the things I've discovered about myself is I have ideas, but I need people to do the details. So then we delegated it to Nicole and Sarah at the back, who's been able to put this vision into reality. And we submitted an application to the Canadian Institute of Health Research, the CIHR, to run this conference with the acronym SPAM, thinking they'd just toss it out at the first look. But no, they didn't. And we actually got funding for this conference from CIHR. So thank you to CIHR. If anybody from CIHR is here under the table hiding. Wonderful organization. Thank you. Yeah, then it all sort of came true. I was expecting like 10 people and a dog to turn up, and the dog would probably lose interest halfway through. But dogs are actually really important, I think, for trauma-informed care. We use them a lot. You know, there's Amanda's dog Annabelle, who's well known around the shelters around here. So thank you so much, everybody, for coming. And from initial projections of about 20 people, all of whom I knew, we have 120 people registered for this meeting, which is great. And I'm hoping that we're going to create a forum for how to work out how to do the clinical stuff with the people that we work with better. That's essentially why we're having this conference. And that's one of the things I want to get out of this conference. What I'm really interested in, though, is what you want to get out of this conference. And what I'd like you to do now, just very briefly, is just write down 3 things that you want to get out of this conference by tomorrow afternoon, because you've invested time, you've invested money in being here, and I would quite like to know what you want to get out of this conference so that we can try and meet those needs. Okay, I don't have a whiteboard, so we have to remember these. I don't know whether, Nicole, were you better write some of these down? Brooklyn's going to write them down. Fantastic. Brooklyn is one of our research assistants in our lab. So what have we got from the Peterborough crowd? Anybody there want to? What do you want to get out of? Anybody want to shout out what you want to get out of this conference? Okay, so all right. Anything else? Yeah, absolutely right. It's having breaks and having time to. What this exercise is about, it's about showing you the value of stopping and thinking. Actually, having a conversation with this about Deji coming down this morning, and one of the things this conference is about stopping and thinking. So it's going from fast thinking, which we do all the time, we just sort of react with our frontal lobes without really processing anything, to actually having a chance, an opportunity, a gift to yourselves to stop and think. Okay, so that's great. What else we got? From Nunavik.
Really to network and see how others working in the similar fields, and I'm really interested in the trauma informed.
Okay, so something about trauma informed care, and again, making links with other people working in the same field. Okay, what about the inner city crowd? Have you got any? It's an opportunity not to work with Dr. Hatcher for a day. Okay. I'm not going to reply publicly to that.
Hi, my name is Terry Cowell. I'm a outreach nurse with Outreach Psychiatry, the ROH. So one of the questions I'm maybe just want to connect with is, how do we harmonize outreach initiatives to support lasting change from street living to a community connection?
Yep.
In housing.
That's a really good point. And one of the impacts of housing first, believe it or not, is that there's many more supported housing buildings going up. How do we manage that transition? How do we manage people in supported housing? I haven't got a good answer to that. I'd be really interested to know how other people do that. Who else? Who else wants to put their hand up? What do you want? What do you want to get out of this, Tim?
And one of the biggest things I see is the constant lack of, as Simon pointed out, people to talk to, and tremendous siloing. So being able to network with people. The second is actually to increase capacity for trainees.
Yeah.
This is a big gap, and there's a lot of folks that don't know about this population of folks to work with who are arguably the sickest people I see across the board.
Yeah, so. Yeah. And residents inevitably end up seeing a lot of people from the population that we serve in ED, and often the handling is somewhat clumsy at times. Deborah and Michelle from Toronto. I can't leave Toronto out of this. What do you? Michelle was one of our fabulous organisers of the conference. Sorry, not Michelle. Michaela. Sorry, I can't read. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's wonderful to be here and meet you all. I think the biggest thing that I was hoping to get out is to meet other people doing the same kinds of work. I also run education for inner city health associates in Toronto, and so learners and having trainees along with us has been becoming a huge success, because I think oftentimes our training is focused in hospitals, and so getting people out on the streets is quite a tremendous awakening for people. So I think basically my goal is to learn more from other teams and other groups here, and soak it all up as much as I can. Yeah, okay,
Michaela too. Michaela designed the conference. She knows what she wants to get out of this. Fantastic. Anybody else want to put their hands up before I hand this over to Deji? And we'll probably come around and collect your ideas about what you want to get out of this conference as we go along, because I think it is important that we have some goals at the beginning. Kim, did you have anything? Okay. Anybody else want to put the hand up? Anything you think that might not be covered by what we've done so far? What I've heard so far is networking, meeting other people doing the same work, trauma-informed care. Yeah, those are some of the things which people have put forward this morning. All right. Oh,
Hello.
Vancouver.
Hi, everyone. My name is Eileen. I'm a part of Frontline Baddies. I flew in from Vancouver yesterday. So I'm a frontline worker in the downtown east side over there. And what I'm hoping to take away from this conference is by the end of it, I want my cup to be filled. And it's so hard working in frontline because my cup is constantly being emptied. It's constantly, needing to be refilled. And I hope that through connection and through learning from each other, that my cup will be filled by the end of the week, because it'll be nice to hear about, it'll be nice to hear from other people that we care, and that there are people out there who recognize that things need to be changed. And sometimes it's nice to get together and be with other people who are on the same page about things.
Yeah. Well said. That's something we need to do is find out good ways of looking after ourselves. Yeah, because that's really important. Deji.
Great. Thanks, Simon. So my name is Oyedeji Ayonrinde. I'm a psychiatrist in Kingston, Ontario, and I've been walking the streets as well, and delighted to have all of you join us for us to have this sort of shared event. Some of the important work we'll be doing over the next 2 days will be engaging our humanity, and street psychiatry, street mental health, the sort of work we do, advocacy, really is a lot of just engaging our own humanity with humility, being humble in what we do, and dismantling some of the power structures that may exist in other settings. And what we'll be encouraging also for the next 2 days is that we really allow psychological safety here. Not a single soul in this room can be an expert. It's virtually impossible. And you could be damn well good with your street and neighborhood or your hood and get into another area and struggle. So no one's an expert. Everyone brings...
I'm supposed to be at a conference today.
Oh shit, sorry.
No, I'm not.
We didn't rehearse that. Yeah, so if it felt like you had an abnormal perceptual experience, there was auditory, you didn't just hallucinate. And if we collectively hallucinated, maybe it's no longer hallucination. The other thing is, for the life of him, this black man standing in front of you is not a ventriloquist. There's just no way I could have morphed my voice that way. So for the next 2 days, we'll also be encouraging psychological safety. We'll be talking about really vulnerable issues and topics and experiences. And we would like to honor the experiences, the lived experiences, the knowledge, the shared learnings that we're all going to be involved in over the next 2 days with humility, encouraging the safety to be vulnerable, to be wrong, that we don't judge each other. It's not as if anyone's getting it right or wrong. If there was a clear way and curriculum for doing this and doing it perfectly well, we wouldn't be here today. So we actually all come together in sort of a congregation of knowledge, vulnerability, seeking to grow and learn. Most of us are probably quite lonely in the work we do. Most of us probably aren't valued for the work we do. The people we serve who teach us hardly ever get any recognition for making us better at serving on the streets. And it's with that sort of vulnerability, psychological safety, no one being judged for wrong or right, and so on, and just that shared learning. So you're welcome to conference. hoping it's going to be a really fantastic time. We're going to co-learn. We really hope to also collectively, as a we, begin to develop knowledge space and learning and reflections and standards for this sort of work as we grow together. So welcome to Spam. And if your email junk box didn't like the name, blame Simon.